Hey everybody, welcome back to Pop's Place. Just wanted to give you a little update. Give you a little update on these bikes here. Finally got some parts for the Fatboy there. I'll show you what I did. I found a nice used front master cylinder for this thing locally. So that old one, I couldn't get it to clean up. The plunger was stuck in there, corroded pretty bad. So I went ahead and chunked that one, replaced that, and that front brake hose there. Let me show you what else I got. All right. We got some goodies. I'll show you what I've got here. Which one is this? This is the check valve. So new check valve and hose for the outside of the tank. I'm gonna replace everything in there. So we've got that. We've got a mid-USA filter. This is the metal filter. With the new hose. Got a Kemso pump assembly here. This has got my, threw a couple extra parts in this bag, but this is the pump. Here is my fuel pressure regulator. Fuel pressure regulator housing. One of the ears was broken off of this thing and letting the O-ring pooch out. Not sure if you remember that, but the new regulator comes with the O-ring on it. So we've got that there. We've got all of our supporting parts for the fuel pump, the little hoses, and the sock filter. So that should fix us up. Here's what I've been working on. I've got the FXR tank fender, front fender here. I had a good little dent right in the top of it. And these rear fenders, these holes always get pooched out a little bit from being bolted on wrong. So I've straightened all of that out. I fixed one little spot on the tank that needed to be refixed. There's front fairing for that, and mixed in I have some parts for Yamaha touring bike. So one of the lowers, it had a crack in it right here. So I stop drilled that crack and used some 2-part plastic repair material there. That's what I like to use on my plastic parts. So I fixed it with that front and back, then went over it with a little bit of filler. Got this finished out in 180, ready for primer, with some fenders down here and a little gas tank for a Honda Cafe Racer. Here's the cool little tail fairing for that. Make a cool little bike. I think that's a 750 Honda. So that's what I've got going on. So that brake works really well now. I got plenty of lever. Flushed it out with fresh DOT4 fluid. The new hose. So it's got front brakes again. Back brakes were working. So next is just to install the fuel pump assembly, and we'll see if this thing runs. Alright, I've been working on this gas tank, getting it nice and clean in there. Not sure if you can see in there, but it was pretty dirty. I washed it out good with lacquer thinner. You know, because lacquer thinner will absorb the gas and a little bit of the water, kind of like alcohol will. So got everything out nice and clean. It's ready for my new check valve to go in, and then the rest of the parts. That's the new check valve. Let's go ahead and see if I can stick this in there. Right there. I lost it on the camera there. And that comes with a new O-ring. Let me get that situated with the hose up top. Alright, you got that in. While you twist that thing in, you just kind of want to get up here, grab this hose with your other hand and turn it while you turn that. And just be careful not to break this hose. It's nice and fresh right now, but if you just go crazy turning that thing down there, you could possibly break this. And I think that's how a lot of people break these old ones. You know, they think that they're cleaning out their gas tank and they're gonna undo the petcock, but that's not a petcock anymore. That's a check valve. It's hooked to a hose that's connected to the fuel pump assembly. So let me go ahead and give that a little snug down there, and we'll move on to the fuel pump. This Kemso fuel pump here, it's got different connectors than the old fuel pump. It comes with a little pigtail. Okay, but when you're connecting that to the old wiring, make sure that you get the positive and the negative on the right side of that terminal. If you look at the plug here, it'll have a positive and a negative. The old fuel pump has the same thing, positive and negative markings on it. Okay, so these wires are different colors. I got a black and a red, and now I have a black and a white. But the black doesn't even hook to the black here. You see what I mean? So it can be confusing. Don't guess at it. Check your pump and make sure that you know where the old pump, which wire was which for positive and negative, and for your new pump, which wire is which for your positive and negative. So I've attached those, put some heat shrink on there for good measure. Alright, I got my fuel pump assembly put together, new Kemso pump, new sock filter, new hard filter, new fuel pressure regulator, new fuel pressure regulator housing, of course all new O-rings in between everything. I've got hard clamps instead of the crimp-on clamps on there. So I had installed my check valve. There's my hose for my check valve. It'll hook right here to the end of the pressure regulator housing. So let me go ahead and get that connected. While I have this fuel pump assembly out, I wanted to show on camera something that's very rarely shown on camera here. When you're trying to get one of these fuel pump assemblies out, it's hard to get it out of the tank, but there's a trick to straighten this thing out, and you just simply push down on this part right here. You see this little part? It slides down. See how that slid down right there? Let's see if I can get it to pop back up into there. As you can see the gap now. There it goes. It closed back up. You see that? Okay, because when you slide that down, then this thing can swing open. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. But then that thing can swing out like this. You see how that spring stretched now? Now everything's in a straight line. When you're trying to remove it, it'll pull right out. So you just get your screwdriver in there and you push down on something. You push down and away from that. Okay, so that allows that to swing out. Alright, I've got everything in there. Fuel pump assembly is in. Popped the dash back on, filled it up with gas, connected everything. So it's a moment of truth. You guys are gonna find out with me if this thing fires up or not. Spray a little bit of helper juice in there. Thanks for joining me again at Pop's Place Garage, everybody. Stay tuned. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check that bell for notifications because I have a lot more coming. I'm going to update you guys on this paint work that I'm doing right now. And I have a new shop bike coming, man. You know, I can't do bike work without one of my own projects going on. So stay tuned. You guys don't want to miss that. It's going to be a super cool bike. Until then, y'all take care. I'll see you.